Welcome to this tutorial on how to use the course homepage in CougarView. Today, we will identify the course homepage toolbar, icons, and widgets. We will identify how to change the image on the course banner. We will identify how to edit announcements, and we will explain the role switch feature on the course homepage. So, I am here at the My Homepage in CougarView. Here is the My Courses widget. I'm going to click on the name of this course, and it will take me to the course homepage. The first thing I want to point out is that the My Home toolbar has followed me into the course homepage. So if I need to get back to the My Homepage, I can click on the My Home icon. The second thing I want to point out is that there is a Course Home toolbar. This will also follow you anywhere you go in the course. So if you are in a feature or tool in the course and you need to go back to the course home, you can click on the Course Home button, or you can click the course title. The second button here is the Content button. This course has been populated with the Common Course template, which will be discussed in more detail in a future video. In the Content page, you will structure your course into modules, units, or chapters, and students will be able to access content through your course. The next button is the My Media button. This is a button that only instructors have. It's a repository for storing videos. Either videos that are created by the instructor or videos that you find on a video streaming service such as YouTube. CSU uses My Media and Kaltura to store videos within CougarView. The next three buttons have drop-down arrows, which means when you click on them, there are more features. Under Assessments, the first button is the Assignments button. We will go into more detail about assignments in a future video. Next, you have Awards. This is a feature that the instructor can set up to assign awards for accomplishing different tasks in a course. The next button is Grades. This is a direct link to the gradebook. We will go over how to set up your gradebook in a future video. The next button is Quizzes, then you will see Rubrics, and the last button is Self-Assessments for students. Under Communications, there is a direct link to the Announcements tool. This is for announcements in your course. There's the Attendance button, the calendar for the course, a checklist for the course, the class list, meaning students who are enrolled in the course. This also includes teaching assistants and other instructors who are part of this class. The Class Progress tool, discussions, email, and the Groups feature. Under the Resources button, there is a direct link to the CougarView Student Guide. You can set up frequently asked questions that students can go to access information. There is a direct link to Galileo. There is a locker system which allows an instructor or student to store files that can be used across courses. There is a System Check button to make sure your browser and computer are compatible to use the system. Also, there is the USG Tech Store, which allows faculty and students to purchase different software and occasional hardware at a reduced price. The next button is the Quick Eval. This shows student submissions and activities that have been completed in the course. The last button is the Course Admin button, which lists all the tools and features used in CougarView. There are only a couple of tools that are commonly used on this page. The first one is the Course Offering Information. This is where you can set the course start date and the course end date for your course. Each semester, as courses are loaded, default dates are set. However, they can be manually changed by the instructor. Another important tool that is commonly used is the Import, Export, and Copy Components button. If you have a course from a previous semester and you want the content from that course, you can use this tool. If you need help using this tool, please contact the Center of Online Learning. We're going to go back to the course homepage. The banner at the top can be changed by hovering over the three dots or ellipses and clicking Change Image. You can also customize the banner text or remove the banner altogether. This is the Announcements widget for your course. There is a drop-down menu next to Announcements. The main components you would use are the Go to Announcements tool, which shows all the announcements you have posted, New Announcements, where you can create a new announcement, and Reorder Announcements if you would like to change the order of your announcements. You can also edit an announcement by clicking on the drop-down menu next to the announcement and selecting Edit. If you were to make any changes to your announcement, you would do that down here, and then when you were finished, you would just click Update. And then you can go back to the course homepage. This course homepage is very similar to what the student sees. Over here on the right-hand side, you can see the calendar for the course. There is also a list of academic resources and technical resources for the student, and the Galileo search box. For instructors only, there is a role switch for the instructor to be able to see the course as the student sees it. So if you would like to know how your students will view the information in the course, you can click Student View and change role. And you can see at the top, it says Student View. To return to instructor role, just go to the same place and go to My Role Instructor, and then click Change Role, and it has returned it back to instructor. This concludes our video on the course homepage.